What's good, guys? Prince Sports here, coming at you with another one. So, Kevin Durant, what the fuck are you talking about? Dog, you making no sense. You are the very definition of a walking contradiction, okay? First, you get mad when people say you're not a bus driver, you're a passenger. You get mad when people don't compare you to LeBron James, Steph Curry, and the current greats and the all-time greats, right? You want to be mentioned in the same breath as Kobe Bryant and all these other basketball players. But yet you don't want to take on the responsibility that these guys have to take on. Rather you want to be a leader or not, it's a responsibility placed upon you that you have to deal with, especially if you want to be on the same level with these guys. So now all of a sudden you don't want to be a leader. Now all of a sudden being a leader is a bad thing. Well, we're not saying that you have to be a rah-rah guy. We're not saying you have to be a type of guy yelling and screaming in people's face. That's not the definition of a leader or what we're talking about. You ain't got to be the tough guy. But what you have to be, Mr. Kevin Durant, is the type of guy that leads by example on the basketball court. You know, the same way you was fighting Draymond Green for that final shot, or you wanted the ball in your hand to take the game over? Why? Because you considered the best player on the team, and during clutch time, the best players are supposed to have the basketball, right? Yes. All right. Same way you wanted to be finals MVP, even though you just clearly said Steph was the leader of the team and it was Steph's franchise. Now you just openly admit this. You just said Steph Curry is the face of the Golden State Warriors. Now we already know that, but for you to admit that, something you're supposed to never do, right? So you're bow down to Steph Curry, right? You're getting on your knees to Steph Curry, but you're mad and you're telling people that, what do I look like telling Kyrie Irving to get vaccinated? Nobody asking you to tell Kyrie Irving to get vaccinated, you dummy. We're talking about leadership on a basketball court to make sure that brother is playing to the best of his ability. That's something you have to do on a basketball court. It's a responsibility placed upon you, whether you like it or not. Being a parent is a responsibility, and it's about leadership. And some people aren't ready to be parents. But you know what? They got to deal with that leadership responsibility because they got to lead and set examples for their kids. You have to lead and set examples for your basketball team. All right? You are considered the best player on the Nets. Now, if you want to get downgraded, you want to be the sidekick, then stop comparing yourself to all-time greats. Stop getting mad when people say you're a passenger. Sit there and say, yeah, that's me, dog. I'm a passenger. I accept that role. But no, you get mad. That means you want to be considered the number one guy. You want MVPs. You want regular season MVPs and first team all defense. You want all this stuff. You want to be considered the best player on your own team. That's why you left the Golden State Warriors, right? So you could be your own man. So you could be a leader. But now you're realizing it's harder to do. So you're using the cop-out excuse, changing your routine because you can't put up with the fact that you can't win without Steph Curry, so to speak. Okay, now, when I say so to speak, because you could team up with any other all-star and still win a championship, right? But currently, right now, the all-star that you teamed up with, you can't get it done with. Even though LeBron got it done with that guy, but you can't get it done with that guy. So you need a different all-star. So maybe it's a certain type of player you need to be successful. But one thing's for sure, two things for certain. You are a clown, all right? And this goes to prove to the world that you cannot win championship being the number one on the team until you change your stance and you accept that leadership role. You ain't got it, dog. It's just not you, you know, and it is what it is in that case, man. So you just proving everybody right that criticizes you. And if you want to be free for criticism, then fall back. Be a role player. Don't use the best of your abilities, because whenever you show us that you could do certain things, we suspect greatness out of you. Whenever you say you want to be on the same level with all these other greats that's currently playing and all-time greatest basketball players of all time, we suspect things out of you. So stop trying to move the goalposts and act like we're criticizing you for no reason. We criticize everybody that's so-called great. You big dummy. Prince Sports out. Peace.